You may have heard that in manifestation, it's very powerful to express gratitude and appreciation for what you want as if it's already here. But there is another dimension to this that's talked about less, and I'm going to break it down in this video so that you can have an even more potent manifestation technique to call in the true wealth, abundance, and amazing reality that you want. In the beginning of The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle tells a story of a beggar who's been sitting on the streets for 30 years. And one day a stranger comes by, and the beggar puts out his baseball cap and asks if there's any change. And the stranger says, "No, I haven't got anything to give you, but can I ask, what is that you're sitting on?" And the beggar says, "Oh, it's nothing, it's just a box. I've been sitting on this for as long as I can remember." And the stranger is really insistent and gets the beggar to look inside the box. And to the beggar's astonishment and amazement, it is actually full of gold. And the point Eckhart is making with this story is that if we don't find the true wealth that's already here, that's already within us, expressed as deep peace, deep presence, deep inner joy, then we will always be beggars, no matter how much material wealth we have. And this is an incredibly powerful story that communicates Eckhart Tolle's essential message about presence, but it's also reminding us that we are often sitting on, if not a literal, certainly a metaphorical gold mine. So as well as expressing appreciation and gratitude for the things that you want to call in, I believe it is incredibly potent to also express appreciation, acknowledgement, and gratitude for what is already here. And I want to walk through 3 different ways in which we can sometimes overlook what's already here and how we can flip that so you can combine appreciation both for what has happened and what is coming. And when you mix those 2 things together, it is an incredibly powerful manifestation recipe. The first way that you might be overlooking what's already here is dismissing your manifestations or your wins because they seem too small. I was recently attending this amazing Happy Money Wealth Summit that was put on by Ken Honda and his team. As I've mentioned before, Ken Honda is known as the Zen millionaire, and he teaches people about happy money. So happy money that's received and circulated with gratitude, with love, with joy, with positive energy, right? And so Ken Honda tells this incredibly endearing story. He was in a store in America a couple of years ago and went to the checkout, and there was a kind of ding ding sound, and he didn't know what it was. Asked the cashier, and she said, "Oh, it's because you've received a $2 coupon." And Ken Honda started to do his happy money dance. And he was really excited to receive the $2 coupon, and the cashier was thinking it was hilarious. She was laughing, and so he's like, "Okay, so I'm going to have to do more of my happy dance because it's making her happy." And then somebody from the next aisle said, "Hey, you can have my coupon." So he starts doing even more of a happy money dance, and then somebody else said, "You know what, you can have mine as well." So he's receiving these coupons and just saying, "Oh my God, like the happy money's rolling in, this is amazing." And everybody's having a great time, everybody's laughing. And he says, people love to see me happy and doing my happy money dance, so then give me more money and I'll do the happy money dance, right? And so he then donated the coupons to somebody that really needed them. But the point was, he celebrated a $2 coupon even as a millionaire. There was not a sense of it's too small of an amount for me to count that as happy money, for me to count that as a blessing that's coming into my reality. And it's a reminder not to overlook the smallest things, because we can still actually use them as fuel for that happy money energy. So I invite you to just explore, are you overlooking things because they seem too small, or are you taking every little win as an opportunity to do your own equivalent of the happy money dance? Because the more you celebrate the little things is the more that the things themselves start to become bigger, but also that you are in a real energy of appreciation for what is already happening, what is already coming into your field. And when you don't exclude anything, when you don't leave anything out, your frequency raises and more starts to flood in. The second thing is overlooking how far you have already come and overlooking what you've already manifested. I don't know about you, but when I look back at myself a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I literally feel like and am a different human being. I have a different body. I occupy a different consciousness. This is the truth about our own human evolution. We do not stay the same, we evolve. And when you notice how far you've come and really actively sit down and reflect on it, you start to reconnect with your own power. You start to reconnect with the deep and profound success that you have already created because of the distance that's been traveled. There is so much wisdom in where you were and where you have now got to. And I would love to hear, let me know in the comments, how do you feel when you look back at how far you have come? Tell me how far you've come, because I want to witness you. I want to celebrate you. I want to celebrate the journey, the quest that you've already been on. I want to know what it is that you have manifested. And I don't mean that just in the sense of typical manifestation techniques. I really mean, what have you birthed over these last years that shows you you're a different person now? You have a different level of strength now. You've overcome so many challenges now. You've transformed the pain into medicine now. So let me know, let me be your cheerleader, let me be your witness. And let other people in the community see that too, because it's so powerful when we connect and we compound the effects of each other's amazing transformations and manifestations. Another way of really anchoring in what is already here happens to me sometimes when I do visioning. So I recently created a video for myself, a beautiful, sexy video in Canva to really anchor in the vision of the reality that I'm creating. And what happened as a result of doing that is what has happened many times before. Whenever I create a vision and read it back or watch it back, I realize so much of what's included in my vision is already here. You know, I wake up, I express gratitude, I connect to the day, I tune into the energy that feels expansive and joyful. I do my morning spiritual practices, I meditate, I move my body, I connect with amazing clients, I get them fantastic results, I'm in love with life, and so on and so on. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I already have this, it's with me now. Of course, there are ways I want to expand and make this even more luxurious, make this even more beautiful, make this even more crystalline, expanded, just amazing, right? But it's coming from an energy of it is already here, and now I get to explore how good can it get on top of what it already is. So again, let me know, has that happened to you where you've called in a vision and you realise some of that already is present with you? So you get to build from that energy rather than from an energy of the vision just representing how far away you are from what it is that you want. And then finally, sometimes we overlook what's already here by being attached to outcomes and results. So, for example, if I'm very attached to the metrics or the analytics around my YouTube channel, then I can overlook what is already here in terms of the creative process itself, in terms of what is being produced and planted now that may very well yield results a month later, 6 months later, years later. Sometimes what we forget is that it's the act of creation itself that it is producing a ripple effect out into the world, and something that you do today may benefit you or other people at a time and place that you cannot possibly envisage right now. One of my friends and sisters and mentors, Georgina Capdevila, taught me a really deep lesson about this recently. She had planned a masterclass and she showed up and nobody actually attended. And instead of taking that metric of zero attendance as evidence that she was not doing well in her business, that people would judge her because of how many people showed up, she decided to record that live session anyway, to really trust that despite there being nobody there, she was speaking into existence medicine that was going to benefit somebody at the right moment in the right time. And she was right, because I saw the replay and I saw this incredible woman transform a situation that would be very difficult for many of us, having nobody show up to your masterclass, and she turned it into gold. And watching that replay was the thing that made me decide, no, actually, you know what? I am going to work with this woman now. I'm ready. I am being shown the power of non-attachment to outcomes. And in that non-attachment, she manifested me, a new client. So when you're feeling frustrated by the results are not present yet, well, that's how it seems. Just remember that what you are producing, what you are tapping into energetically is the gold. It is the magic in and of itself. You are the conscious co-creator of your reality, and you are also a channel for creative expression. So the things that you're doing are valuable in and of themselves, and the results may come instantaneously or they may come later. But the point is, the production, the act of creation is your medicine, is your contribution, is your manifestation. So focus the energy there, let go of attachment to the metrics, the results, etc., and let the results come to you in their own merry good time. So I hope this helps you. These are the kinds of teachings that I just absolutely love to share, because I know that if you really look into yourself, really look into your situation, really look into your journey, notice what you are not honoring and celebrating, you will find that you are a more powerful manifester than you've been giving yourself credit for. And when you start celebrating all of the things that are already here, all of the things that you've already achieved, you get more momentum, you get more power, and it is a self-fulfilling prophecy where you start bringing in more and more and more all the time. And remember, there's no limit on what you can bring in. It gets to expand exponentially. So I hope that's helpful for you. Thank you for being here. I will leave a link in the description where you can apply to work with me one-on-one if that feels exciting and expansive for you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.